Boy, oh boy, happy Wednesday. I'm so glad to be back. It's been a wild week. If you are just tuning in, my name is Lewis. I am the airbrush and AI artist over here at Marshall Artistry. I just wanted to do a quick check-in this week. I had a couple of prompts that I wanted to share, so I'm going to read these off right quick. Floating flora grows suspended in a zero-G biome ship. Each plant grows with trace radiation. A child drifts slowly between vines. Close-up focus with soft motion blur. Fantasy realism and glow wave styles are fused in a celestial greenhouse. I shot this on a Sony A7R and I used a 35mm lens. The next prompt is as follows. A glass temple orbits a dying star in its final burst phase. Within, a being is suspended in a ritual bath of radiant plasma. Cinematic rise from floor to ceiling as the nova ignites. I'm doing this in the style of dark matter art with volumetric lighting. And I shot this also on a Sony A7R, and this one I used a 70mm lens. So these are a couple of prompts to kind of play with. I want to see if I have any. I thought I had a video prompt set aside for you guys. So essentially I just wanted to come pop on and do a quick just catch up for the week. I know I woke up to everybody talking about the Freaky Rico trial, and I don't have a comment. It doesn't help me get to the next phase of my business, so I don't have a comment. It's not going to help me, so I'm focused on trying to give people information today. So I do have a video prompt. So this one was for a dragon that I was sampling out in Midjourney video. This was me trying to attempt to see how much I can kind of get away with. The establishing scene is a massive ice dragon emerges from a glacial cavern at dawn, cloaked in frost and ancient runes etched into its armored hide. Cold vapors rise from its nostrils, warping the surrounding air as snow cascades from the ledges above. My camera movements are a slow aerial pull-in, transitions into an intimate orbit around the dragon's face. This gives me a little bit more to kind of work with in terms of getting up close and personal, showing off a little bit of that detail. So I set up my lighting and effects to be pale blue and silver bioluminescence that's flowing through its scales. A sharp cinematic backlight silhouettes its silhouette against a mist-heavy sky. So this gives me something to kind of work with. And then I put some style keywords in my prompt just to kind of help it along and see. Again, I'm doing a lot of testing in Midjourney video over the course of this week and next week until I kind of get a figured out baseline of, hey, how do I talk to this technology? So the couple of keywords that I used were ultra detailed, icy etherealism, cinematic realism, elemental fantasy. Those are some of the keywords that I used. Here's the other thing that I might mention, and I talked about this just in the subscriber hub this week. So if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on good quality information. I let the people know that one of the things that I heard from a good quality source this week was typing in --raw, so --raw, and I'm going to put this in the chat so you guys have got this. So typing in --raw at the end of your prompts. So one of the things that you already know ahead of time from being in Midjourney is that, hey, when you're in raw mode, it's going to adhere closer to your prompt versus kind of fluttering, if you will. So one of the things that we're now going to be trying is trying raw mode, trying raw parameter with video. So I'm already in raw mode in my overall Midjourney profile. In addition, I'm also at the end of my prompt, behind where it says motion high or high motion, whatever that looks like. After that, I'm typing in manually -- raw. That gives me some way better results. I don't know if it's a different mode in terms of how the information is being processed internally on Midjourney side, but I do know that the results are better quality. It seems to have better resolution. The prompt adherence seems better. The one thing that I noticed was that if you do a lot of motion and movement, you'll notice there's this like weird halo right around your subject, your character, almost like this aura. That has disappeared when I was using -- raw. So something you might want to try out over the weekend. I know we've got an exciting episode of Leadership Lounge Live that'll be coming up this weekend. I'm just looking to find the video that I watched for this information. Okay, so it's a YouTube video, 7 prompting tips for better Midjourney videos. The channel is Future Tech Pilot. The other one that I watched this week that was really a great watch and information was how they created consistent AI characters in this AI film was on Curious Refuge's page. That breakdown of how he came up with the consistent character, the motion, the sound, he broke the entire process down. So some of those tips helped me a lot this week, and I just want to be able to pass those resources along to you guys. I'll go ahead and pin those links in our Unleashed AI group so that you've got access to that. I'll put it in the guides under video. So that'll be some helpful stuff for us. Again, I wanted to make a quick video this morning. I shared 2 image prompts and 1 video prompt that I sampled out this week. So those should be helpful for you guys to process through. Let me know if you guys have any questions for me. Excuse me. Just like I said, I wanted to pop on real quick this morning. Nothing too serious. I'm off tomorrow, so I may pop on live tomorrow to do a more extended conversation, but I'm right in the middle of an edit, so I want to be able to, one, communicate, hey, these are the tips and tricks that I found this week. Here's the couple of resources that I found that help me with those new tools, new skills, things that I found this week. And then in the how they created consistent AI characters, some of that stuff I was already doing. Some of that stuff were tips and tricks that I have gone over in the last 2 weeks on these solo lives, where we're talking about using consistent characters in version 6.1. We talked about the permutation prompting and being able to script in different poses so that when you get to video, it makes it a little easier, but you still have your consistent character. We talked today about using -- raw in addition to being in raw mode on the video side. So these are some helpful tips and tricks that I have found to be able to make the video process a little easier. I had a question this last week about, hey, are you still using Kling? What are you using the most? And I'll be honest, I'm using a combination of both Kling and Midjourney. I'm using Midjourney like I always have for my reference images. That's always the baseline for how I get started, is in Midjourney, making my reference images there. From there, I kind of script through, what do I want this person to do? Do I already have some images that I can kind of mesh and match in a full scene, because I have so many images that I want to be able to use those instead of having to create new all the time. So I'm going back through my full portfolio and finding groups of things that will cohesively sequence together into one scene. So between those two things, I'm partnering with ChatGPT to help me script out a video prompt for each generator. So, hey, Midjourney has its specific language in terms of how it likes to be talked to for video. So I have a cinematic agent that just talks in that way. In parallel, I have multiple Kling agents and frameworks. So it kind of just depends on how I'm going to be building out that scene, which agent I'm going to kind of work with to get through that process. From there, you're back to the generation process. Hey, you're going to have to look through all of the footage, so you need to set aside time to review all of the results. I think last night I made maybe 30 videos in Midjourney, just doing the, hey, in relax mode, run a couple, scroll to go find, hey, what are my next subjects going to be? By the time I find the next subjects, the initial 2 are done. So it's just a constant flow of creating the videos. But then the hard part is sitting there and scrolling through each one. Okay, I like this about this video number 1, but I don't like video result number 2. Number 3 is okay, but number 4, that's the one. You're going to have to go through all of those videos. So I would encourage you to set aside some time to do all of the reviewing in one sitting, like batching it out. And here's what helped me with that process. When I was going through, after I had already generated all of the videos, I, in one sitting, just scrolled through and reviewed each result. Once I reviewed each result, the ones that I actually am going to extend or actually download, I'll just heart those ones and keep going. I don't worry about downloading it all at once as I'm going through. So I'm just picking out my results. Hey, I want this one. I don't want this one. I want this one. I don't want these two. And then coming back and finding, hey, I want to go ahead and extend this. And I'm doing them in batches of 2 because I'm in relax mode, so I'm not using my fast hours. Hey Natasha, good morning, happy Wednesday. Just talking about my Midjourney experience over the last couple of days. So once I've got those identified and I'm going through the process of, hey, I want to extend this scene, then you're getting into more of the scripting, and that's where the cinematic agents and the cinematic training guide that I have really come in handy. That helps me to be able to extend each scene. And one of the things that I learned in the Curious Refuge video was, he said he does the same exact thing. He's going in and taking still frames from within his generated video to give him multiple positions, multiple ways of same character consistently, but then definitely having it in different positions within one scene. So what I have been doing is something similar where I'm taking screenshots, but I found that the more efficient way to do it is permutation prompting in those different poses. 1/4, 3/4, candid, action shot, those kind of things really help me to be able to get multiple results all at once. And so it streamlined the process for me. One of the things for me is that I don't have a lot of free time. As you can see, I'm out here in my airbrush shop again. I think these midweek check-ins are probably just going to be out here for a short amount of time. Next week I will bring my microphone so that you can hear me a little clearer. But I don't have a lot of extra free time because I'm always on the go. I'm either out here airbrushing, I'm generating content. I'm the editor for both the content at Martial Artistry and at Leadership Lounge. So I'm just always on the go. On top of that, I have a 9 to 5, I have a family and a separate business. So being able to manage all of those things and maximize your efficient use of your time is going to be really, really critical. Most of us are doing multiple things, have multiple ventures going on, and so one of the ways that I simplified that from reference image process to video process was that permutation of, hey, put in the different angles for each character right inside of the prompt, so you don't have to take those screenshots in the middle of the frame later. That's going to really, really help you. The other thing that I might suggest that you do is add in chaos into your image prompt, but keep it very low so that the main character stays somewhat similar, but you have subtle differences. That way you can test different B-roll within each scene. I hope that's helpful, and somebody who's watching this on the replay, please let us know in the comments, what's your process for being able to get multiple subjects in one prompt? Is there a good way that has worked for you? Is there a way that has been beneficial for time management? Let us know in the comments. I'll say for me, I'm dropping some of those permutations into the subscriber hub this month. So definitely, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We did a 2-week sprint of build a scene this last month, and this month I'm going to be adding in a couple of other things. I just dropped a couple of image prompts this morning. At the beginning of the live stream, I added 2 more here for images and 1 more for video. So if you missed it and you're popping in late, go back to the very beginning. I dropped a couple of prompts for you to play with this weekend. Aside from that, no real other updates other than we've got a 4th of July sale, flash sale that's going to happen this week. There is a code for 50% off. You've got a good opportunity to pick up both image and video prompts this week for a very, very reasonable cost. This gives you the opportunity to be able to make a lot of reference images, thus giving you a lot of videos for the summer. This is your opportunity to get your marketing run going for this winter. Most retail businesses are going to be hitting it really, really hard in fall. We're getting a jump start on them. We're starting now. Get started curating your audience. Get started curating your list of target audience that you're going to market to, and start dialing in that plan now. It's the beginning of July. We got 6 months until the end of the year. We're in Q3. This is the time to really get it. No more distractions. Hey, the trial's over, so you can stop talking about that and get back to work. We need to dial in this process because we don't have much more time to waste. This industry is moving at light speed, and we need to master this part of the process now so that in December it's going to be much easier for us to generate our own marketing by generating and going through this Midjourney process, tethering that with other tools like Veil 3, Kling, Runway, Luma, Halo. Being able to combine those tools to get the best effect, you got to master that right now during the summer. So this is the test phase. Get that content out there, see what people are responding to, and then come fall, we're going to switch gears and kind of kick it up a notch. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that follow button. If you're interested in learning more and taking it to the next level, definitely subscribe. Aside from that, I think I will see you guys tomorrow. I want to pop on tomorrow and get a little more in depth about how I'm doing what I'm doing in Kling also, because I know a lot of people are jumping back and forth between the generators. I want to make sure that I give context on each. So today was about Midjourney. I'll make my next live stream about how I do what I do in Kling. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Wednesday, and I will holla. Peace.